Hi everyone, welcome to my channel InfoCraze. Today we will take up a very important topic in accounts, which is journal entries. Whether you are in school, college or a working professional in the field of finance and accounts, knowledge of journal entries is a must, and the same will be required throughout your accounting journey as it is the base for all financial transactions. This video will be very useful for having a clear understanding on this topic. Before proceeding further, let me request you to subscribe to my channel if not done yet so that you do not miss out on my future videos. Now let's get started. As we know, there are 7 broad steps in accounting, which starts with the receipt of source document and ends with the preparation of financial statements. For more insights to the accounting process, you may refer to my earlier video on basics of accounting, which I will provide at the end of this video. As our topic for this video is journal entries, we will concentrate only on the second step highlighted in the screen, which is to record the transactions in the accounting journal. Let's start with a basic question. What are journal entries? Journal entries are the primary books of accounts which serve as the chronological record of all financial transactions in a company's accounting system, organized by date. For any business, each financial transaction is recorded using the double entry bookkeeping, which means that every debit entry must have a corresponding credit entry to maintain the accounting equation, which says that assets equals liabilities plus equity. Let's look into the importance of journal entries. The most important step in accounting is to record all the financial transactions correctly in chronological order, that is, as and when they occur. Thus, journal entries serve as the building blocks for the accounting system, and correctness of all the accounting processes depend on the accuracy of the same. Now, let's understand how to make journal entries. As we know, every financial transaction affects at least 2 accounts, which involves the flow of money from a source to a destination. Thus, one account is debited with another account being credited, which needs to be decided while passing a journal entry. Recording all the money flowing into the account forms the basis of debit, while recording all the money flowing out of the account is the basis of credit. In order to make journal entries, there are 2 approaches which are commonly used. First one is the traditional approach, which is based on golden rules of accounting, and the second one is modern approach, which uses the accounting equation. I had briefed the traditional approach in my earlier video on basics of accounting, which may be referred to at the end of this video. Thus, we will discuss the modern approach here, which is much simpler than the traditional approach and very easy to understand. Before we get into the modern approach, let's recall the elements of accounting. We know that there are 5 elements in accounting, which are assets, liabilities, equity, revenue, and expenses. Thus, if we can find out the journal entry rules for these 5 elements, our work is done. Now we will figure out the journal entry rules for all these 5 elements through the accounting equation. The accounting equation, also known as the balance sheet equation, is a fundamental principle in accounting that represents the relationship between a company's assets, liabilities, and equity. The equation states that at any given point of time, the total assets of a company must be equal to the total value of its liabilities and equity. In other words, things that a business owns is always equal to the things that a business owes. We will mark the 2 sides of the accounting equation as debits and credits. We need to know that all the items in the asset side will have normal debit balances. Since the value of assets are equal to the value of liabilities plus equity, therefore all the items in the side of liabilities plus equity will have normal credit balances, so that debits and credits are tallied. Since assets have normal debit balances, for increase in the accounts under this category, we will have to debit them, and for any decrease, we will have to credit them. On the other side, since liabilities plus equity have normal credit balances, for increase in the accounts under this category, we will have to credit them, and for any decrease, we will have to debit them. Let's plot these rules for assets, liabilities, and equity in a tabular form. We know that retained earning is a part of the profit earned by a company which gets added to the owner's equity. As profit equals revenue minus expenses, owner's equity increases with the increase in revenue and decreases with the increase in expenses. Thus, the rule for equity will be applicable for revenue, whereas for expenses, it will be the opposite. So, we have finally derived the modern rules for passing journal entries from the accounting equation, which is summarized in this table. This table will help you to pass all the journal entries quite easily. With this, we come to the end of this video. If you find this video useful, please like the same and share it with your friends. You can also watch my videos on basics of accounting and 5 elements of financial statements Also, subscribe to my channel for many such interesting videos. If you have any question, please put your query in the comment section. Thanks for watching.